Hi everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I am back with a one-page wonder for you guys today. So this project was inspired by Michelle at Pink Strawberries, and I will link her channel in the description. She has lots of really fun, easy one-page wonders and other projects on her channel as well. So this one is a simple layered folder, and I am using beautiful paper by Graphic 45, and this is their Little Things collection, and it's just really one of those that you can make as a quick gift for somebody. It's going to be great in a larger journal. I put the scrappy pad, I changed hers a little bit. She didn't have anything on this side. She used some really pretty papers though, but I wanted a scrappy pad. You could sew in an easy signature right here. This one's just glued in. I'll show you how I made that. You could put more pockets on this side. So there's really lots of options of what you can do. But what's great is then this could be used for something specific, like a specific memory or day or time in your life that you want to have in your journal. It could be used for papers, you know, for other pages, and then you could do a collage or, you know, something on that panel. So lots of things you could do with this one. I think it would make, like I said, a nice gift for somebody. So there you have it. I'm going to show you. It's really quick and easy. You can make up a whole pile of these if you needed some little gifts. Okay, so it is made with one 12 by 12 piece of paper. This one, I decided I only had a few sheets of this paper kit left, and I want to show you how it is cut from one piece of 12 by 12, but then I had two pieces left. This piece, isn't that cute, with the mushrooms, and it says ladybugs and little things, and then this one with the fairies. This was made just with partial pieces I had left over, and then I just have, this is all I have left from this paper kit. So I was kind of piecing it together to make this one in case I messed up, and then I thought, well, you know, a lot of us get to the end of a paper kit and maybe only have partial pieces or one or two pieces left. So just wanted to show you that even though you can make this with one piece, it is a one-page wonder. I think this is like 43 or 40 something. Maybe we'll make it to 50, guys. But you can also piece it together, and that might be fun too. Okay, so if you are starting with one piece of 12 by 12 paper, what you're going to want to do is cut it at 4 inches. Okay, now this large piece here, which is now 8 by 12, this is going to be the main part of the folio. We're going to cut, you know, another inch off, but you want to get your direction of your paper. So when I laid mine in the paper cutter, I cut it, you know, with the pattern turned sideways. I hope that makes sense. So that I was left then with a piece of paper that measured 8 by 12. But this folio is only 7 inches tall, so then you cut another strip off. This can be used to top tags, the little scrappy pad, just different things like that. It says Forget Me Not. I like that blue color on the back too. So this is going to turn into our folder. And then the piece that you cut, the piece you cut at 4 inches, it's now 4 by 12. You're just going to cut that in half at 6 inches. So you'll have two pieces that are 4 by 6. Now, I will put all the measurements and the scoring and everything in the description of the video for you, so you don't have to worry about that, or if that was confusing, I will make it very clear. But again, if you want to get yourself a piece of 7 by 12 paper, and then 2 pieces of 4 by 6 paper and make this folio, have at it if you want to use up some of your scraps. All right, I'm going to get out my scoreboard. There's not too much scoring that we have to do. One of the 4 by 6 pieces is going to become, oh, my little tag fell out. This little pocket right here is just a layered pockets on the front. So do look at your pattern and decide what part of the image do you want, you know, the front. And you can load yours right or left. Ooh, I think I'm going to do this one loading the right side because I want where it says amazing things right there. Okay. So what I need to do now is, now that I figured that out, we're going to score this piece of paper. Like I said, it'll be in the description, but we're going to score it at 3.5 inches. So what I have to figure out is if I want to have it fold that way, I'm going to lay it in my scoreboard this way. So this is going to be the front of my pocket on the right hand side. So I'm going to do 3.5 inch score on that 6 inch side. And now that's going to fold in half and it's going to make it a pocket. Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you guys. Now for your folder, this is going to become the folder. You want to score this one at 4.5 and at 9 inches. Now, same kind of idea. I think I'm going to have the busy pattern be on the front because I want to see that blue. And this is where switching around your papers, sometimes if you have a lot of pattern, might not be a bad idea. So I know I want this to be the outside. So I am going to lay it in my scoreboard with the part that's going to be inside. And the first score we're going to make is at 4.5. And if you're using paper that doesn't have a lot going on, this is pretty simple. And then 9 inches. So I want to show you what's going to happen. This 9 inch mark, this is going to come over to become that pocket, and this is going to become the cover. So that's that big inside pocket. So you just had to kind of think which way you wanted it to go. If you wanted the blue on the outside, now it's backwards, which you could have a folder that opens up unlike a normal book, I guess. But I wanted mine, and I've made projects like that, but I wanted mine to be like this. So again, all you do is you're going to score at 4.5 and 9 inches on that 12 inch side. Just taking a little consideration for your patterns of your paper. All right. But again, if you had, like, let's say you had polka dots on one side and plaid on the other, it's not going to really make that much of a difference. Okay, let's get our bone folder, and I'm going to just make sure I fold everything nice and neat so that it lines up before I really crease down the score line. I do find that it's easier to get it nice and neat if I'm careful right there at the beginning. Okay, I did go ahead and round the corners on mine. So I am going to round these corners and not the corner here on the side. You can round all of them if you want to. It's up to you. Okay. All right, that's going to look great. The folder part is super easy. If you want to do some inking, you can. I'm going to go ahead and glue mine together, and I know I want some ink on this edge. So I definitely wanted to get that done before I glue this pocket down. But we'll just go ahead and toss some on really quick. I just think this paper is so cute. Simple things, happy things, little things. Forget-me-not. It has these cute little fairies. How precious. Okay, grab your glue. I'm using the PVA Line Co. brand glue and just putting it in the little bottles. I try to show you guys this when I remember so you know what I use, but you can use whatever your favorite glue is. All right, all I'm going to do is add glue to the top and the bottom, a thin bead, so that I have this nice big side load pocket. If you want to see some of the supplies that I use, pop over. There's a link in the description to my Amazon storefront, and you'll see some of the basics. I don't get all of my supplies on Amazon. I do get quite a bit. The little bottles, the glue, ink, paper, those types of things. The cardstock that I print my digitals on, all that kind of stuff I get on Amazon. Okay, that couldn't be any easier, could it? Now we're going to get to play with making the pockets. Now, I am going to round the corners on this one as well. And I'm trying to remember on, yeah, I went ahead and I did all of them. And I kind of liked that. So let's just round all of the corners. And I am going to do a notch. Just taking my circle punch. And this happened to be a 1 1/4 inch. You can use whatever size you want. And we'll just go ahead and ink this first pocket. Now, I'm going to look at my patterns of paper before I glue all of this together. I really like the blue on here. Here's my issue. The next piece of paper, this is the other 4x6. It's just layered with this. And with the papers I've chosen, I think it's just too much of the same patterns. And that's why I wanted to have on hand some other 4x6 pieces of paper that I might be able to choose from. And I'm heading over to my other piece that I chopped up, and then my scraps. And I think, okay, that's a 4x6. And that's a 4x6. I think that one looks like the one I just had. Okay, those are going to be my choices. I think I'm going to like one better. So it just happens to be the paper that I chose. But you truly, don't have to change it up. You can, like I said, I would probably do something like that if I was going to use the same pieces. But I'm going to save this for a different project, or I may make a journaling card out of it. And then I'm just going to sit here and play with the choices that I have and see if I like any of them any better. And I really liked how that blue was popping. I was going to say, one thing that's making me a little sad is I'm covering up all these sweet words, but luckily they're on the back as well. The simple things, amazing things, happy things, little things. So we're okay. We can cover them up. I think that's too many words. Nothing is really jumping at me, guys. We may have to flip it around and do something like that. I think that's looking a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. And I have 2 of those. So let's do that. Okay, it's going to be loading to the left. And sometimes you just have to look at your papers and decide what you're doing. Okay. This one, I'm going to round the corners on as well. So this is just another 4x6 piece of paper. And decide which way I kind of want the flowers and the hearts to go. Don't know that it matters, but I kind of like them like that. And this is going to be a big top load pocket. So let me grab that circle punch again. And we'll put a notch here. So now I have a piece here. So there's one pocket. This is going to be 2, and we're going to install this so that we have 3. And then the inside pocket makes 4. So just with one 12x12 piece of paper, kind of fun, right? And I'm sorry I picked paper that did not lend itself the way I wanted it to layering the front of the pocket. And like I said, I was so excited to save the paper, or to find the 2 pieces of paper and then the scraps, and to have enough to make basically 3 complete folders. So I'm going to make one with those mushrooms too. It's going to be cute. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and layer this. I'm going to bring it down just a touch. I'm going to hold it by the top where the notch is, and we're going to try not to get glue where we don't want it. No, we're going to add a thin bead of glue all the way around. There we go. And that's going to leave the top open. And we're going to have a nice, big, deep pocket. Now the little one, I have it finally turned the way that I want it now. Just make sure I have it inked on this side of the paper. And again, I'm going to bring it kind of down like this. I'm going to glue it together first. So just glue on that top and bottom, leaving the side open, just like that. That way it won't flip around on me when I'm gluing the whole piece down. Now this one is going to be a top load again, so I'm going to hold it where I want to keep it open at the top, and we'll just do glue on the 3 sides. So here we go. And we'll let everything dry before we start sticking things in there. Look how cute that is. So easy too. All right. And then once you start adding things, it's going to look really cute. You could embellish the front even more. You could add, you know, ribbon, an image here. There's lots that could happen here on the front. I was sitting here looking at this paper, like this cluster of mushrooms, if I cut it out, would look cute right there. So we might do that. We'll see. All right, we're going to let those dry, and we're going to go back to the inside. And I have shown you guys videos on how to make little scrappy pads before, but I'm going to show you again. Let me ink this score line right here, or fold line, because it helps me see how wide. I don't want my paper to be any wider than that. This is just a regular piece of copy paper that I dyed with coffee. It's 8.5 by 11. I used my folio to help me see how wide I wanted that first piece. And I'm gonna make a cute little banner for the top. So I'm kind of looking at the height, and I'm just gonna tear that off. Now, I know somebody's gonna ask. So the first tear was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which left a little piece here that's a smidge more than 3 by 4 1/4. Now this piece, it's not quite wide enough to get 2 more pieces the same width. So this one I tend to kind of eyeball and tear it in half. I know that it won't be too wide, and we'll have 2 pieces. And again, I'm going to think about, I kind of like the scrappy look. I don't want them to be all exactly the same size. So I'm going to tear this one here. I'm going to tear that one there. All right. And then I'm just going to start putting my little pad together. And you'll see I like the look of the varying sizes of papers. And it does not have to be perfect. All right, I go ahead and staple mine together. I'm just going to use my regular stapler and just put a couple of staples in to hold it together. If you want to, you know, look at your papers, this would have been pretty to have kept towards the front, but that's okay. They look good. And it fits in here. And now we're going to make a cute little topper. So I'm going to head back over to my pile of pieces that I have left and pick a piece. This will also be where you could use this strip if you don't have other scraps you want to work with. It's a little narrow. It's only 1 inch, but instead of wrapping it around like I did this one, I wrapped it. You could just make it a topper. It doesn't have to wrap all the way around. So you could just do it just like that, and it would coordinate here. And I'll do that. I'll just use this one. If you want to make it like I did the the other, pick a piece that's a little bit wider, and then you can fold it. Maybe not quite in half, you know. You could go like this. I'm coming down probably about a 1/2 inch to keep this piece wider. And then that would make your little topper. That's how I did the original one. But we're going to use our strip right here. And I'm just holding it up so that I get it the correct width. I'm going to make it a smidge. It's seriously a smidge, like maybe 1/8 of an inch wider than the pad. And it's going to look cute, just like this. And I can kind of pull it up to make it look, the paper look even a little bit bigger, right? All right, since I didn't wrap it, when I wrapped it, I just added glue to this panel right here and glued it, and I glued here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue our pad directly to the folder, and it'll be okay. Decide where to put it. And then I'm going to ink around my topper. And just these little touches, I think, give it a nice little look. All right, and I'm just going to add glue. And you could use two-sided tape if you want to, or hot glue, or whatever. I'm just going to let mine dry. It'll be fine. Now, if you don't want it, well, that one is kind of sticking down. If you don't want it popped up like this, it's just because I had a little bit of glue. Just add some glue back there and stick it on down. I think I had wiggled my pad of paper, so there was some glue that was grabbing it to begin with. So doesn't that look great? If you find your paper, like mine, is coming just a touch over the edge, just trim it off, so that it doesn't make you crazy when you're opening and closing your folder. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I do want to find those mushrooms, and I'm gonna try to do a little fussy cut. Hopefully I won't take too long, but I just think it's gonna make the front of our folio pop. Get that clover. This sweet little elf. Looks like he maybe woke up from a little nap. It's hard to decide where to stop with the image when I'm cutting. It may be too wide, and I may have to come back down. But we'll see. Such cute paper. Yeah, it's a little bit big. I'm going to have to sacrifice some of the flowers. Okay, so let's come into the mushroom. There's a little caterpillar. How sweet is that? Yeah, and I'll have to sacrifice this side too, just because I think it's going to look so much better if it sort of sits right there. And I can use those for something else. I'm sure I'll find a use for them. All right, let's add some ink. So sweet. Just to give it a little extra. And the Graphic 45 paper kits come with all kinds of little cards and stickers and all kinds of stuff if you get like the complete collection. But like I said, I have had this for a long time, and I made some really sweet journals and things with this kit. And I just happened to have these few sheets left. So I don't have all the doodads. So we're just going to have to make our own doodads. So now you can put whatever you want. You can put photos, ephemera, journaling cards, whatever. I am going to use some of the paper here to make a few little pieces to tuck in, just because I want to, and I think it will look great. That one will be cute there. So let's get it to the right size. I think I'm going to cut it to 2 3/4. And I'm kind of eyeballing here. 3 1/4. What a cute little size for that pocket. So if you want to know, you know, want yours to fit inside yours, I cut it, what did I say, 2 3/4 by 3 1/4 rectangle. But you can make it different sizes as well. I don't know which side I like better, up. And I'll probably put a little piece of ribbon. If you want to add some neutral paper so you can actually write on these. Again, lots of options. I'm not going to take the time to do that right at the moment, but I may go back later and do that. Okay, the piece, or the one that I put up here, I did almost like a bookmark size. Isn't that cute? So let me see if I can find, I just think this lends itself so well. So I'm going to make it, I don't know what size I made that one. This one I'm going to make 2 3/4, and it says sunshine and happiness. So who wouldn't want a bookmark that says sunshine and happiness, right? Or a tag, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be so cute right there. And we will add, like I said, some ribbon. All right, a little bit of ink. Let me know if you're going to make one. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. If you have questions, leave me those. I try to answer the comments and the questions as they come in. I guess I might miss some, but I try not to. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. I'm just cutting us some ribbon to put on our cute tags that we just made. And we're going to make one more really fast to go in that pocket. But yeah, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You'll be notified when I upload new content. And we have a whole lot of fun and just a wonderful community. You guys are so sweet. And, you know, we have to find joy where we can, right? And certainly in my craft room, playing with paper, I find a lot of joy and happiness. So I hope you guys do too. Okay, let's make one more tag. I'm trying to see about the size I made this one because it really is a good size. So, where's that ruler? Pesky ruler. It is, I'm going to call that 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Let's put you away. 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Ooh, this color will be pretty. What did I say? What did I say? 2 3/4, right? Let me see. Let's just double check. Pam's brain just feels fried. 4 1/4. This is 6. So I need to take off 1 3/4 inches. There we go. And the orientation of this one is going to be off, but that's okay. And then I did 2 3/4. Super cute. It's going to go right in here. And I think either side does look cute. But this paper is really calling to me with the darker colors. Okay, let's round the corners. And I made a paper tab top for the original one. And I added that little piece of book page. Just because, what is my motto? Everything looks a little better with some book page. It's not necessary, but it is fun. I really like this side of the paper as well. All right, what will be cute for a topper? Maybe a forget-me-not piece. That one I did a mushroom. A strip of this might be cute too with those ladybugs. Let's do that. I am going to, this is the piece that I was playing around folding. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it to 2.5 inches. And I'm going to cut the little part that I folded off. There we go. Because I want to see those ladybugs. And it's kind of cute because the ladybugs look like they ended up a little bit centered. And I'm just going to fold that in half. And I'm going to make it a topper. Just like that. Just like... And you know what? I think it's going to look even cuter if I just cut it with just the ladybugs. Now that I'm looking at it. There we go. Let's add some ink and glue it on. You know, when I was a kid, ladybugs were everywhere. I don't know if you guys are my generation. I think most of you are approximately my generation. And you used to go outside and you'd be on a picnic or playing, and there were ladybugs. And same with butterflies, right? And dragonflies I still see quite a bit. But goodness, you don't see ladybugs that often anymore. And I think they're actually a little bit of a pest for certain plants and yards. I'm not a big gardener or anything, even though I love flowers and vegetables, but I don't do it myself. But I think they're not the best, but they sure are cute, aren't they? They are just stinking cute. All right, look at that. I am really happy with how this turned out. And again, the base folder itself comes together so fast that you could easily make a nice pile of these. I'm definitely going to fold up the one with this, that I have enough to make one more with the mushrooms, and I'm going to make, so I have 3. All right, I hope you guys like it. I hope you will make one. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your plans are. And until next time, I hope everyone has a fabulous day. Thanks for watching.